Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda. We'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.
It's easy, it's fun, don't worry, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Viewers Pulse. You guys know what time it is. I think it's 8:30 in Nigeria. It's 9:30 here in Cairo, Egypt. It's 11:30 in the Gulf. But most importantly, it's time for Viewers Pulse, your favorite program on your favorite channel, Huda TV. And if Huda TV isn't your favorite program by now, it should be, because we're bringing you the very best in Islamic programming in the English language. But I'm biased because I work here, and we continue to bring you the best of the best when it comes to guests. And of course, today is no different. We have a very special guest. I'm very pleased and honored to have him. I call him the Imam from down under, the Sheikh from Sydney, the Mufti of Australia, the Australian Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Shady.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh Shady, it's a pleasure and honor to meet you. And I want to remind the viewers, if they want to talk to you directly, they can give us a call at 0020238 555 248 or 249. That's 0020238 555 248 or 249. Give us a call. Talk to Sheikh Shady directly, inshallah. You can also Skype us, you guys. That information should appear on your screen as well. Our email, don't forget, pulse@huda.tv. Send me an email. I'll respond to you personally, inshallah. And that's pulse@huda.tv, as well as Facebook. We're on Facebook. The whole world is on Facebook. So it's www.facebook.com/huda.tv. Don't forget about Skype as well. Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman, I'm a big fan of all your programs. I love your program you did, Islamic Finance with Muhammad Abdul Rahim. I thought that was a great program. Major Sins that you did was wonderful as well. The Life of the Prophet ﷺ, of course you did that. Why? The Address recently you did, where you were telling stories, and I remember watching that, and I was really amazed by your storytelling ability, actually. When you told the story of the year of the elephant and the destruction of the Kaaba that was imminent, you have a great ability to tell stories. Where did you get this skill from?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad. All praise be to Allah, and peace be upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thank you very much for hosting me.
My pleasure, Sheikh.
And thank to all the viewers for being with us tonight. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one that made us Muslims first. And this is the greatest ni'mah that a human being can ever obtain on the surface of this earth. Being happy is not through money, and being happy is not through strength and power. But being happy is being a Muslim. This is the true happiness. And I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that not only He made us Muslims, but He made us from amongst those who call to Allah. And we ask Allah to make us from amongst those who call from the heart that goes straight into the heart. As whatever goes from the tongue goes straight to the ear and then gets out of the other ear. Alhamdulillah, we are trying to do our job as Muslims, as da'is, that we portray the true image of Islam and bring people closer to Islam than being those who bring people away from Islam. Unfortunately, Brother Malik, as you know, in the West, as Muslims, our duty in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being a Muslim, being from this ummah, is to bring people to the deen of Allah. But because sometimes we do the wrong things, will be the reason that we turn people away from the deen of Allah. This is the thing that we want to focus on, is to try and preach this easy way to bring people to the deen of Allah.
But Sheikh, it was just really, you have an ability to build suspense in the story. And I just thought that I just wanted to compliment you about that. I thought it was really wonderful how you don't just repeat information that oftentimes we hear people repeat information to us, but it's not in an interesting way. But you had a way of bringing the information, compiling the hadith and the stories, and bringing them into a suspenseful story, Sheikh Shady. When you tell these stories, for example, when you told the story of the elephant, the year of the elephant, are you relying on the Quran and Sunnah, and this is where you take all your information from, or do you collect information from historical sources as well?
No. With regarding of all our stories and all our statements, we always depend on the Quran Kareem and the authentic Sunnah. Okay. And the reason I didn't say the authentic Quran Kareem, because all the Quran Kareem is authentic.
Right. Okay, right, of course.
But in the Sunnah, unfortunately, we do have authentic sources and unauthentic sources.
Okay.
So it's always been my policy is to stick to the authentic narrations of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If there is something weak, we say it is weak.
Okay.
But if it's something fabricated, then we keep away from it.
We keep away from it. Okay. Thank you. Sheikh Shady, on this program, Viewers Pulse, when we have a distinguished guest, we like to give the viewers a little bit of insight about their, not their personal life, but give them a little bit about who you are. So could you tell me and tell the viewers a little bit about where are you from originally, where do you live, your country of origin, your background, and also your Islamic background, where you studied and these types of things?
I was born and raised in Australia, in Sydney.
Okay.
A lot of people say Sydney is the capital city of Australia.
I said it earlier today, and I thought about it. It's Melbourne, isn't it?
No, it's Canberra. It's in between Sydney and Melbourne, yes.
Is that right?
So that's another educational thing, inshallah, geographical lesson.
But Sheikh, I'm sorry, Sheikh, before you continue, I'm sorry, let me just take this phone call from Bilal from the KSA. Assalamu alaikum, brother Bilal.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah, we have Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman here. Go right ahead.
So I have 3 questions.
Go ahead.
If a housewife or a woman wants to do sadaqah jariyah in her life before and after her marriage, how will she do it, whether from her parents' income or husband's income or her own self?
Okay, go ahead, Bilal. Go ahead, Bilal. Go ahead. Continue.
Number 2, is it permissible for a woman to wear artificial rings?
Okay.
And number 3, the last one.
Okay, go ahead.
Can someone read Quran for their parents who are passed away for forgiveness, or they will get reward?
Okay, well, I'll pass those questions along to the Sheikh, inshallah. Thank you, Bilal, from the KSA for your call. I think those questions, we could probably pass those on to Dr. Salah on Ask Huda, unless we have time to answer them, if you don't mind. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wanted you to complete your thought. Sydney isn't the capital of Australia, as many people think, but you are born and raised in Sydney, Australia.
Yes, I was born and raised in Sydney, Australia. My parents are Palestinian Arab migrants who migrated from Palestine straight to Australia in the late 60s.
Okay, excellent.
So my father was amongst the new Muslims who arrived during that time, during the big Muslim immigration to Australia.
Okay.
I grew up in a local area where it's mainly dominated by Muslims.
Oh, mashallah, very
I
good.
attended local schools. I also attended local primary and public and high school.
Okay.
And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me that during that time, which there was not many movements in Australia, I got involved a bit with the Tabligh Jama'ah.
MashaAllah.
And at that time, and I have to commend those brothers, they were the only ones active at that time.
MashaAllah.
There was no one else calling to Allah except them.
May
Allah reward them, So I got involved with them, and then they put the thought in my mind to get and memorize the Quran Kareem.
MashaAllah.
So by the age of 16, I did travel from Sydney to Karachi.
MashaAllah.
And then from Karachi to Shahdatpur, which is 4 hours away from Karachi.
How's the biryani over there, Sheikh? I love the biryani.
Well, it's nice, but it's very hot. Extremely hot.
So at the age of 16, mashallah, you ended up studying to memorize the Quran in Pakistan.
Yes.
What are the good qualities of Quran memorization in Pakistan? You had told me a little bit before the show.
Well, Pakistan still this day, they still follow the traditional way of memorizing the Quran Kareem, which is an excellent way. Very, very strict. So they don't let you just memorize the Quran Kareem, but they make sure that you really memorize the Quran Kareem.
MashaAllah, okay.
Because this is one type of memorization and there's another type of memorization. So, and then and what's also good about the classical madrasas there in Pakistan is that the follow-up of your memorization. So you memorize the Quran Kareem, then you follow up and continue to revise and continue to revise, and then the teacher will hear once from you, the students will hear once from you, so you continue to.
Right.
So alhamdulillah, I was there for about 2 years and I memorized the Quran Kareem, and then I done my revision, and then I got my ijaza, I got my sanad connected to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then I decided to go from Pakistan to Damascus, Syria.
Okay.
And in '96, I ended up in Damascus.
Why Damascus? It was just a center for learning in general, or was there?
There was that, at that time, in the early '90s, that's, you could say, all these places were newly receiving foreigners. And and the demand of people learning at that time was just increasing.
MashaAllah, good.
Now a lot more things were facilitated.
Okay, right.
So I went to Damascus. I had a friend that was in Damascus, and he said, "Come to Damascus." I went to Damascus, and I stayed in Damascus for 6 years.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
In Damascus, I attended local institutes.
Right.
I also attended a local university.
Okay.
I studied the Arabic language.
Right.
I've done specialty in the Arabic language and the grammar of the Arabic language.
It's a
I
tough
also
subject.
specialized in the fiqh and comparative fiqh. mainly in Shafi and Hanafi, and also the other madhahib that the scholars used to teach us. And then, currently nearly to finish my thesis and masters, and my thesis and masters is focused on فقه الدعوة في بلاد غير الإسلام, the jurisprudence of da'wah in non-Muslim countries or the non-Islamic countries.
This is your life reality as well, because you returned to your native country, Australia, and this is where you live.
So I wanted to do something practical.
Yeah, good point.
Alhamdulillah, in 2001, end of 2001, I went back to Australia, and ever since then I really found the need of the young Muslims, the new generation that grew up there, the need of having a homegrown imam that can teach them their religion. And this is one of the biggest shortcomings that we have in our Western countries, in particular Australia. We have a huge shortage of homegrown imams who know how to communicate and integrate with the new generation.
Sheikh, this is an excellent point, because I couldn't agree with you more, because right now in Western countries we have a sheikh or an imam who's not connected to the youth, and this drives them away. They don't feel like, what's the word I guess we can say?
Connected.
They don't feel connected, because they didn't speak their language. He doesn't come from their culture. So I think that's an excellent point. We see it in the United States and in Europe as well. So who is in greater need, do you think, of in Australia of your attention? Young Muslims, born Muslims in Muslim families, or do you want to focus on giving da'wah to non-Muslims? What is the focus?
At this current moment, we do find the reality is that our homegrown Muslims who are born in Australia from Muslim families are far away from Islam.
So their priority, they take priority.
So I'd rather bring them closer to Islam than jumping on the second tier or the second level. These are the ones who are born Muslims, believe in Allah, so all we need is to get them practicing in Islam. At the same time, we don't neglect those who want to embrace Islam. Alhamdulillah, in the last 10 years, we've had over 1,000 people in our center embrace Islam. And that's one of the things we established.
That's great.
We established a youth center that focuses on facilitating the demands of the homegrown Muslims in Australia. Because as you mentioned, that there's no connection, so I wanted to do a youth center instead of a mosque. A youth center that attracts the youth who are born in Australia into facilities and into programs, into activities that attracts them and fulfills their needs, than just building a mosque and just praise when these people don't even know anything about the praise.
That's a great point. You need a youth center to attract them for activities and give the youth somewhere to go instead of to these places, these bad places and things they get into in the West. Sheikh Shady, before we go to the break, what is the name of your facility, your masjid?
Our organization, the mother organization, in which is a mother of 10 different organizations under it, and all covering different facilities. Our mother organization is called United Muslims of Australia, known as UMA.
Okay, excellent. Sheikh Shady, we're going to go to a short break. You guys at home, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more Viewers Pulse with Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman. We'll be right back.
Tech Talk. We're going to look how to create a website and which Islamic websites to actually visit. What inspired you to create your own website?
One of the challenges that we face every day, the site or the application should be accessible worldwide. I remember when I was younger, one of my friends asked me to convince his father to get him a desktop, even the laptop. If you compared both of them in terms of cost, laptop roughly cost twice the money if you compared it with a desktop.
Hackers, the word hackers, most of the youth people are very interesting about that word. They say, hey, I'd like to be a hacker, because there is a type of hacker doing great job. We call them white hat hacker.
Fun for everyone.
3, 2, 1.
What will I be when I grow up? What will I be when I grow up? What will I be when I grow up?
The firefighter uses what to control fire? Water or rocks? Now these two teams go head to head on pulling the blue rope. Now if one person goes over this line right here, the other team loses. Very simple rules. This challenge is worth 5 points.
What will I be when I grow up? What will I be when I grow up? What will I be when I grow up as a Muslim man?
fun is for everyone, so get ready to have some fun. Check out these cool competitions between kids. It's important to have fun, and it's also important to be a good sport. So tune in to Fun for Everyone. You don't want to miss it.
What will I be when I grow up as a Muslimah?
2. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Viewers Pulse. You guys give us a call. I'm here with Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman. You guys know the number is 0020238555248 or 249. Sheikh Shady, thank you for staying with me here on Viewers Pulse. Well, Sheikh, I wanted to read you some Facebook comments we have from our fans. They just want to really thank you. They're saying, God bless you, Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman from Popular Islam. We also have Nemo Abdi who says, may Allah bless all the Huda TV team for the great work. That just definitely makes everybody feel good, because people, if they see me or you or people in front of the camera, they don't realize there's like 50 people that work on these projects. So it truly is a team effort and a family effort at Huda TV. We're getting a lot of fatwa questions for you, Sheikh. Do you have an online fatwa show or something that you do in Australia for people to ask you questions? And is this kind of your field?
Yeah, that's what we do. If they want, they could get our website, UMA.
What is the website?
www.uma.org.au.
uma.org.au for Australia. www.uma.org.au. So they can hit you with all their questions there, Sheikh Shady. We're gonna check out a quick video. We just want to get the viewer something to enjoy, and inshallah we can get your thoughts and reflections on that, Sheikh Shady. So you guys stay tuned. We're gonna take you to a quick clip. Welcome back to Viewers Pulse. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick clip. You guys, I want to encourage all of you to send us your videos. If you have any cool videos and clips that you want to send us, we'll play it right here on Viewers Pulse. Send it to my email, pulse@huda.tv. And that clip was actually sent by one of our viewers, so thank you very much for sending that. Sheikh Shady, this clip brings to mind the idea of poetry and the role poetry played in Islam and in Arabic culture. What position does poetry play in our life as Muslims?
Okay, with regards to poetry is permissible.
Okay.
Yeah, there are words.
Right.
And Imam Shafi'i always said, Hasanu Hasanu, Sayyi'u Sayyi'. The good words that are good and its bad words are bad.
Okay.
So saying poetry is accepted as long as you are saying the right things.
Okay.
Saying poetry is accepted as long as you're not saying the wrong things. So
Okay.
it's permissible. And what poetry is involved in sometimes, such as musical instruments or unacceptable scenes or unacceptable pictures and that, or unacceptable words. These are the haram.
Okay.
So,
excellent.
and then the nature of mankind, we like the rhythm.
Yeah. Right.
The ear, we like the rhythm. That's why
Right.
when people hear poetry, sometimes they get attracted to it. And the Arabs used to treasure poetry so much.
And that's why Allah, challenged them with the Quran.
Yeah, and that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought a miracle that's very close to what they used to love most.
MashaAllah. Thank you, Sheikh, for that excellent comment. Sheikh, right now you are recording a program titled Pioneering Women or Pioneer Woman right here on Huda TV. You're with us for a couple of days. Can you talk to us a little bit about that program, give the viewers some insight about this new program?
Pioneer Women in Islam, it's a program that we've decided to record here at Huda TV. It's 30 episodes focused on great women through our Islamic history. When I say our Islamic history, I don't just say the history from the time Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam till now, but the history from Adam till now. Because all the prophets and the messengers came with one religion and one message, and that's the message and the religion of Islam. So we are talking about great women such as Maryam, such as Asiya, such as Khadija, Fatima, such as Bilqis, Shayba, the queen of Shayba, such as Hajar, the wife of Ibrahim and the mother of Ismail. And the aim of this series, the aim of this recording is not just talking about a story, but what do we learn out of that story? What do we get out of that story?
Right.
And let the Muslim Ummah understand, and the viewers and our brothers and sisters know that our Islamic history is full of great role models. No religion, no society, no civilization has the number of great role models in their religion or their society or civilization as much as we have in Islam. We have by far the greatest examples. We have great examples. We have great pioneers. We have great leaders. We have great scholars. We have great warriors. We have great imams. We have great khulafa. And this is the upsetting part, is to see the members of this great nation who are part of them, who are part of who are part of these great warriors, or are part of these great pioneer people in our ummah, and then we replace imitating them by imitating others.
We become a copy of the disbelievers when we are part of something great, and we have scientists, mathematicians, you name it, all throughout history.
If you put all the religions together and calculate the number of pioneer people, men and women, and the number of people they look up to in their religion, that would not even come to 10% of what the Muslim Ummah has.
I'll put that in perspective for us. Sheikh Shady, who do you think will benefit more from this program, men or women?
Well, inshallah, when the viewers start listening to my recordings and the new series of Pioneer Women in Islam, I always emphasize on this character. She is an example to the men before the women.
Okay.
When I speak about Maryam alayhi salam, or speak about Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, in particular Khadija, for example, how she supported Islam and stood firm by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she is an example to me and you as men before she is an example to the women. But a lot of the times our sisters say, you know, we always look up to this sheikh and look up to this imam and look up to that scholar, and they're not really the 100%. Not saying they're not the 100% example, but do they fit my category? Well, here we are, we're talking about women that really fit in your category.
Excellent point, Sheikh. I always felt like the Muslim woman is underrepresented in today's world because they are actually the most under attack throughout the world. You know, they're more visible. You know, those of us in the West, if perhaps people don't recognize as Muslims, but they recognize the sisters because they were in hijab or in a abaya, and they are recognized as Muslims. So do you agree that the Muslim woman is under pressure, is underrepresented these days?
I believe that our sisters, I believe that a lot of the Muslim women, especially in the West, they're under a lot more pressure by them wearing the hijab than many of the men.
Yes,
you know, the men can intermingle, integrate, you know, the appearance with everyone else. But the sister, at the end of the day, she is the one that's going to be pointed at and say she is that Muslim, and the other accusation that they accuse Muslims to be. So the sisters, you know, in the Western countries, and the sisters are wearing the hijab, for them to, you know, experience this pressure, they are in the path of Allah Azza wa Jalla, striving for His sake. And they are getting rewards more than the men because of that.
Excellent point.
And how many people probably embraced Islam because they saw a Muslim female wearing the hijab?
Yeah, if you put it in that perspective, that's an excellent point. This is part of our effort at Huda TV to address the female Muslims. We also have a program now, Sheikh, called Dear Sisters with Brother Osama Shami and Sheikh Ibrahim Zidan. And it's like a fatwa show for sisters, specialized for their unique needs. So I think that's very needed. Sheikh Shady Alsuleiman, we don't have any more time. Our time is up. I expect to see you again on Let's Talk Reviewers Pulse soon, as long as you're around the studios. Thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing Pioneer Women in Islam soon on the Huda TV screen, inshallah. Maybe even this Ramadan. I'm not sure when they'll air it, but soon, inshallah. Thank you for your time. Jazakallah and Sheikh Shady. You guys at home, I thank you guys for watching Viewers Pulse. I look forward to seeing you next time. So you guys know the time, you know the channel. So until then, we leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We'll talk about Huda, we'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda, we'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.